London, these gate crash parties are very fashionable, so we decided to have a middle of a special state gate crash party and went through this gate. Normally you open a gate this way, but this went over the roof of a car. What happened was really that I misheard the previous corner, the bass note, and we use a number system. And I thought the Ronan said left 2, as he said actually left 5, and it is about 50 miles per hour difference, and so I went 50 miles too fast into the next corner, and then it was the only way to go through this gate and make a handbrake turn and 180 degree and come back. There wasn't any gate anymore when I came back.
As the second day got underway in the Dublin showground, Mark Lovell had less to smile about. He hit a tree the previous evening and failed to limp out of the stage. So leading the Circuit of Ireland now, Jimmy McRae.
You find it extraordinary. But here we go, Phil Collins.
The showground has now become a traditional opener for the spectators. Little impact on the main event. That was to come later on the lanes of Southern Ireland en route to Waterford. In second now, Phil Collins. The first day had been one of surprising attrition, with the 75 starters cut by over 20. So all drivers treating the twisty roads with great respect. That was certainly the case for Malcolm Wilson in third, about 40 seconds behind the leader. Glimpsed through the trees, Bertie Fisher. He couldn't afford to back off too much, but when you get things wrong on these narrow lanes, it's difficult to recover. So Fisher here, a minor spin in which he clouted a bank. He's forced to reverse out of the stage, losing valuable seconds in his climb back up through the field that's seen him go from 10th to 4th. Fisher's other problems have included suspension trouble and a broken anti-roll bar. So Bertie a fair way off the top 3, but he's ahead of Pentti Iirisala, who's 5th. Here is the Mitsubishi, and on board, Dublin is once again in communication with Helsinki. Their problem now is electrical.
Junction left 8. Left 8. Stopped again. Oh, you stay there.
Seconds tick away. Bertie Fisher takes more time out of Iirisala.
Don't mind me, it's near the end of the stage. Go. Go. I have no belt down, right? Left 8, I think. Yeah, and into right 8 long.
Iirisala determined to claw back some of the lost seconds, and Ronan McNamee, well, he's clunk-clicked just in time. It's a problem that was to drop Pentti way down the leaderboard, way behind Dave Metcalfe, in fact, who's now a comfortable 5th in the Astra GTE. Callie Grundle 6th in the Peugeot, but much rearranged after going off the road.
No, I'm
Chris Birkbeck had moved his Astra GTE into 7th. That was as far as he'd get. Birkbeck soon to retire with a transmission problem. McRae, though, was now looking like a man in charge of the event, and the car performing perfectly on arrival at Waterford, needing no more than routine servicing. Phil Collins, by contrast, was looking like a man who'd settled for second, over 2.5 minutes behind at the Waterford halt. A minute further back, Malcolm Wilson. And waiting for any problems with the runners ahead, Bertie Fisher in fourth. Bertie making brake adjustments all day, now with the car sorted and looking very solid. You had to look down to fifth for a man under pressure, and that was Dave Metcalfe, who was rapidly being threatened by a swiftly recovering Auricola. And here is Penty. After his problems, you now have to admire the scale of the Finnish driver's attack.
And left 4, brake into junction, left 7. Left 7. Into right 7, into left 7 minus. And right 3, into right 7. Suddenly jump left 6. Into left 2. Suddenly crest 1. And right 4 opens over crest. Left 2, 100, right 4 minus.
Auricola swiftly overhauled Cally Grundle to take 6th place by Waterford. Grundle hung on to 7th. Looking further down to 10th, Graham Middleton making up the time in the Toyota after making a wrong tyre choice early on. Louise Aitken-Walker, having lost around 6 minutes since her earlier excursion, is also recovering to 12th by Waterford. McRae, Collins, Wilson then the first 3, followed by Fisher and Metcalfe, as on day 3 the field turned back to the finish in Dublin.
Suddenly left 7 tightens badly. Into right 6. Into left 7. Left 7. Into right 6. 50.
On his way to a record-equalling 6th victory on the Circuit of Ireland, Jimmy McRae driving well within himself to beat Paddy Hopkirk's record of success on this famous event. In 2nd place, also in a Ford Sierra Cosworth, Phil Collins fighting a small brake problem, but still heading for one of his best championship finishes. But behind him, disappointment for Ireland as Bertie Fisher went off the road on the final morning. Out of the event, 3rd place goes to Malcolm Wilson in the Astra GTE. Similar car behind him, that driven by Dave Metcalfe. But Metcalfe had taken 4th only by a single second after a stirring drive from 5th place Penty Auricola. The electrical problem now cured, Penty finishes his eventful rally with a brave challenge on the final morning. A minute and a half behind in 6th, the Peugeot 309 GTI of Cally Grundle, also showing signs of an incident-packed 3 days. Good finish from Andrew Wood, taking 7th in a standard-engined Golf GTI. And Louise Aitken-Walker, regretting all her lost time of the first day, showed what might have been by climbing up the leaderboard to 8th in the Peugeot 205.